What we gonna do right now is go back, way back. Give me your friend. Hey, hey, come on, hey, Mark, come on, shake, come on. Give me your friend. Hey, 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 Mark, big girls like Doodle Brown, fat girls like Doodle Brown. Fat girls, let me see you grind. Fat girls just doing their own thing, right there with the fat thing. Fat girls just shaking them thighs. Fat girls don't make it count right.
Excuse me.
Baby.
What's up? I thought you was gonna start hanging out with the big girls again. What is all this trash?
But like fat girl, hit the ground, hit it up, and hear that sound. Fat girl just looking so sweet. Fat girl don't make it eat. Fat girl just shake it, don't break. Big girl, let me see you do a thing. Let me see you touch the ground. Shake it up, back down. Drop me and then the house. Work it out, work it out, work it out, work it out, work it out. Big girl, 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 like Doodle Brown. Fat girl keep going, don't quit. Fat girl just move the damn hip. Fat girl get down, don't stop. Fat girl wanna see the pop. Shake it, fat girl, shake it fast. Fat girl, nigga wanna see that. Fat girl bounce like a pro. Fat girl go what you know. Fat girl shake till you rip through what? On the web that's hard part two. Looks in the house, y'all know the game. Fat girl don't have no shit. Shake that ass, bounce to the beat. Fat girl shake it, jiggle like me. St. Louis, back to the top. Like I like to do the ride. Work it up, work it up, work it up. Big girl, 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 like Doodle Brown. Hey, 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 mo, hey. Let me hear you say, hey, 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 mo, hey. Big girls like Doodle Brown. Shake, work, work, shake, work, shake, work, shake, work, shake, shake, work, shake, shake, work, shake, work, shake, work, shake. To the ground, to the ground, to the ground, to the ground.
Now sick of this. Now I want to show y'all a real show with the big girls.
Oh, fat girl, brought 3. Can't hang with 100% beat. Fat girl, know to happen, don't quit. Fat girl, run like you own it. Put your hands on your hips and grip it. Nothing new, I'm loose like it off the that. Fat girl, bring the crew to top the climb. If not, I'ma pull the business down. Fat girl, bounce hot and stop tripping. If you do, get chicken and hot fish. With a lot right, come to the nice thing. I really shit get the day in the world team. But fat girl, show the boy shot. Let me see if the fat or not. Don't put fat girl, y'all like the down. Let you out, let me see y'all do the rap.
I'm serious. Where you are? Not the damn house. Oh, not the Britney Spears. Hey, how you doing?
Big girl, 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 big girl.
Oh, but ain't the little leprechaun. Girl, your beat is so up. You look a mess. All about the big girls. What about the big girls?
Big girl, work it, work it, work. Big girl, work it, work it, work. Big girl, you done suck all the fat off your ass. One time for the big girls. What's up, big girls? Big voluptuous girls, the big girls, the big girls, the ones that I like, the ones that I like in the wintertime, the ones that you like in the wintertime, the ones that we all like in the wintertimes. Hey, yo, what's up, y'all? This is another edition of yours truly, Uncle Luke podcast. This is what we doing. Yo, we're a little saucy. We're a little saucy right now. I'm just saying, you know, we got all this red on this shit. You know, you swear I'm affiliated, but under those circumstances, I am not. I just wanted to just mix it up for y'all, you know, because I'm always in black. Because that's what I do. Always dressed in black, baby. You know, I wanted to, you know, let y'all see the fit, the new, you know what I'm saying? You know, the two-tone red, white with a little blue in it, little blue with a little blue, baby.
Hey man, this is the best hat I got. This is the best hat I got. This is the most stylish hat that I have right here. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I want to welcome y'all to another edition of yours truly, Uncle Luke's Show podcast. Yo, we are brought to you by Luke Records. Luke Records. What's up? What's up, Glow? What you doing up this time? Oh, come on, Glow. I can't really, discuss the time that we're on here, but this is the right time because I got to do this right now because, you know what I mean? We do the show Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Friday edition of yours truly, Uncle Luke Show. We are broadcasting right here live on all my streaming platforms, Facebook, yours truly, Uncle Luke page. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe that. We are on Uncle Luke TV, YouTube. That's where my homegirl Glow is at. We are on Twitter. It's always malfunctioning, continuation of malfunctioning, but that's what they do. But I like y'all. I love y'all. I'm happy y'all in the chat. Facebook, y'all in the chat. Hey, YouTube, y'all in the chat. But right now, I want to know where y'all from. That's how I start the show off all the time. Where you from? Where you at? Where you from? And that's what I do. I like to have a conversation with y'all about where you're from and all that. There, people. Let me just say this here. Let me bring y'all a little closer to me because I want y'all right here. I don't want this microphone. I don't want no distortion. I want y'all a little closer to me. Let me just lean y'all back a little bit. But I see you from D.C. Oh, Glow, you from D.C. tonight. Normally you be from somewhere else. Oh, I see Kentucky in the building. Yo, that's what I'm talking about. Hey, let me say this here, man. Let me say this. We have a big show tonight. This show is big. This show is real big. Jersey in the building by way of Jacksonville. I see y'all. I got a lot of my regulars in here. But I'm going to tell y'all this here. Man, again, we broke all kind of numbers. I just want to let you all know that you guys have made this show a very, 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 very successful show. A very successful show. I'm stumbling like a motherfucker. What's up? What's up, Vicky? Over there in Gainesville. But I'm just saying, we did in the last month 6 million people. We've had 6 million views. Now we got to turn them views into shares, followers. So I urge you, go to my YouTube page, go to the Facebook page and follow. Just hit the follow button. That is very, very important. We need them numbers to go up. My man Streeter had his 100,000 followers on YouTube, and it's a damn shame that I had them numbers up on YouTube like that. But, we just started over here. YouTube, like on Facebook, we got over four damn near 500,000 followers. Same thing over there on Instagram. We got another 400,000 over there, another damn near 100,000 on Twitter. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with Twitter. I'm just going to tell y'all I've been on Twitter for God knows how long. I just turned on TikTok and I have twice the amount of followers on TikTok as I have on Twitter. Make that make sense. I think they're controlling the numbers on Twitter. I swear to God. I just know that they're controlling the numbers on Twitter. There's no way in the world you could just not have 10 followers in like 3 years. Like you didn't get 10 new followers. I mean, that shit is the most bootleg shit, in my opinion, you can ever imagine. X, Twitter, whatever the hell they want to call it, they suppress your numbers. They give the numbers out to people who they want to give their numbers out. It's nothing true over there on X. That's why, you know what? I'm going to just tell y'all like this. I'm going to start my own goddamn social media. I'm going to just get my own app. I currently have an app right now. You can just go Luke Records right now. But I'm gonna start a whole nother app just designed for a social media platform where, like TikTok, you say the wrong word, you get your ass thrown off. All of a sudden, you get flagged, you get suspended for like 3 weeks, almost like they put you in fucking timeout, like you're a kid. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, on Twitter, X, it's full-blown porn. It is full-blown porn. I do not understand how Apple allowed that to happen, which hey, to each his own. Do what you got to do if that's what you want to do. And then Facebook is the same way. They have a tendency of wanting to cut people off also. I'm trying to make it make sense. What are we doing? So I'm going to create an app, Black owned, where you don't have to get regulated like TikTok, where you can go live on TikTok, you can go live and you can make money and get, gifts and things like that, which is nice for the people. And then where you can go over there, same thing you could do on Twitter Space. You can do Twitter Space and you can then talk your social media shit. You can post whatever the fuck you want to post without any restrictions. You can do the same thing with that happens on Facebook. I'm creating an app to be able to do all that. I'm sick and tired of this shit. I don't care. If I'm on there and 5 other people, I'm fine with that because I am tired of being fucking regulated by these people. At the end of the day, Donald Trump, homeboy, Elon Musk owns Twitter. So he regulated that motherfucker how he want to regulate it. Then Donald Trump, other homeboy, owned goddamn TikTok. They hijacked it from the Chinese and he gave it to one of his homeboys who put a bunch of money in his campaign. Let's keep it up. That's what the fuck is going on here. All your social media is controlled by Orange Man. Orange Man is a gangster, in my opinion. Orange Man all the people that put money in Orange Man campaign, Orange Man did what? He gave them shit. You put money in my campaign and you're oiler, I'm going to go take Venezuelan oil. You put money in my campaign and you purchase a social media site, okay, I'm going to fucking regulate you how you want to. Hey, you put a bunch of money in my campaign, I'm going to let you own and operate CBS. Oh, shit. I shouldn't have said that. You put a bunch of money in my campaign. Hey, you want fucking TikTok? I'm going to take this shit from, it's the big take. That's what they need to call this shit. The big take. Donald Trump is on the big take. Are you mad at him? That's basically what normally happens in elections. You win the election, you do what the fuck you want to do. The people who put the money into your campaign, you got to pay them people back. You got to fucking pay them people back. And that is what's going on. And so that's why, hey, not to talk about my campaign. As a matter of fact, I need you all to sign a signature. Where's the signature at? Petition. I thought I had a petition. I need you all to sign a petition. If you're a registered voter in the state of Florida, preferably in CD20, if you're in Lauderhill Lakes, Tamarack, River Beach, Belglade, South Bay. If you're in any of those areas, and you can sign a petition also in Dade County if you want. But in Palm Beach County, I want you all to sign a petition. Put me on the ballot. See, I'm doing this, right? I can stroke the check, $10,000, get myself on the ballot. But I want the people to put me on the ballot. So I got some of my folks, they're running around, they got ballots, they got petition, or you can go to any election office and you can get a petition, sign the petition, write my name in there, Uncle Luke, this is what we're doing, boom, sitting in. You got to be a registered voter. You got to live in the district. You don't necessarily have to live in the district, but you have to turn the paper in to your election office, which you don't want to go through all that. I prefer the people in the district. I prefer them because those are the individuals who are going to be voting for me. But that's what we're doing. And then once we certify, then we're going to kick the campaign off with a big-ass party, maybe a concert, maybe some big shit. And we're going to be out there live, and y'all going to be all invited. Uncle Luke, and we're going to be getting it down like a mother scratching. You already know that's how it is. That's what we're going, Pete. That's what we're going. Speaking of that. Speaking of politics, this has been some of the wildest shit going on. These Epstein files. Let me just keep it above. These Epstein files. It is My position on these Epstein files, people, and most people, somebody, one of my people in my campaign, they say, look, they're trying to say that you're a moderate my ass. I'm blue, car carrying blue, no matter who. Let's get that straight. These Epstein files is some bullshit. Number one, bullshit on the fact that nobody has went to jail. All of a sudden, the prince from England goes to jail. But all these motherfuckers over here who is up in there, who's accessory to the allegedly raping of these underage girls, not rape, but having sex with these underage people. All of a sudden, over the pond, this motherfucker is the prince brother. This dude is the fucking prince brother. The prince, like, hold on, let me just, I'm gonna play this for y'all because the prince ain't on that bullshit. The prince like, yo, you fucking with little. That's how I am. If I had a brother right now, which I got brothers, and they was fucking with some little girls, and allegedly fucking with some little girls, and you go to court, boss, deal with that shit. And I had to write, oh, no, fuck that. You got to go to court. You shouldn't even put yourself in that predicament to be with these motherfucking girls. You're sitting there lying like a motherfucker when the people asking you, were you over there with the man? Were you fucking with this man? You said you went back to the United States. You had a conversation. Why the fuck you got to come over to the United States and have a conversation with a motherfucker? All you got to do is say block. So he comes to the United States to have a conversation with a man and say, I don't fuck with him no more. He don't fuck with me. You do a whole interview and say you don't fuck with the man? Really? And then come to find out you got emails after you did the interview fucking with this man? Man, the Prince brothers, the Prince say, fuck this shit. The king, is he the king? The king. The king say, fuck my brother. Get your ass in jail. Check this shit out.
About the arrest of Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, and I can read that statement to you now. He says, I've learned with the deepest concern the news about Andrew Mountbatten Windsor and the suspicion of misconduct in public office. What now follows is the full, fair and proper process by which this issue is investigated in the appropriate manner and by the appropriate authorities. In this, as I've said before, they have our full, wholehearted support and cooperation. Let me state clearly, the law must take its course. As this process continues, it would not be right for me to comment further on this matter. Meanwhile, my family and I will continue in our duty and service to you all. And that statement from the King is signed Charles R. So that is the response. Extraordinarily, we are due to see the King open London Fashion Week imminently, as his brother has been arrested this morning. So that's just in, Gail.
Yeah, I'm wondering, it was stunning. For us here in the United States, did you all have any heads up? Was there any talk that this was possibly in the works? Were you all as surprised as we were here in the U.S.?
There has been momentum building over the last few days, Gail. We saw yesterday, I think, an accumulation of around 7 or 8 police forces getting involved. We also had the involvement announced yesterday of the NCA, which is our national crime agency, sometimes described as the British FBI. So there has been a feeling that police forces could no longer not look at this very seriously, and I think it has been moving in one direction. That said, to see those police cars arriving, about 8 of them this morning, at the Sandringham estate, at Wood Farm, where Andrew is temporarily staying, is quite a moment. This is the King's brother who has been arrested on suspicion of misconduct in a public office, the first senior royal to ever be arrested.
Roy.
Now, let me tell you something. That's how you operate. That's how you operate. I mean, if Trump is going to say that he had nothing to do with none of this, which they released a bunch of files, and right now ain't no files say Trump did anything with nobody. All the evidence is saying Trump stopped fucking with the man. Like everybody, all these people kept saying they stopped fucking with the man, but when you read the files, they were still fucking with the man. So why the fuck Trump ain't putting these people in jail? That's the big question. Somebody say he allegedly said, don't release the files because I don't want my friends to go to jail. A lot of people been unalive with these files. There's a lot of shit going on with these files, and they say they got 3 million more files or 3,000 more. This shit is crazy. I'm sorry. You can go to jail on the street corner for conspiracy. Just knowing somebody's selling drugs. They can put you in jail. It's a lot of my friends are in jail on conspiracy. Conspiracy is the easiest thing the feds can put you in jail with. Oh, you know he was doing this. So what happened to, what happened to accessory? What happened to, if you were in the car and they committed a crime and you stayed in the car, if you're in the house and they committed a crime and you didn't never say nothing, you just stayed, you take part in this shit. What the fuck? This is the first time in American history where accessory to a crime, you got 2 people that went to jail. Epstein and his co-conspirator. And they got convicted on child sex trafficking. Trafficking underage people and feed them to these old people. So where are the old people who they fed them to? They need to be going to jail. You was up in there with the little girls, you need to be going to jail. Unless it's the secret society, the people who determine who the fucking president is, because that's what the fuck this shit is looking like. And that's why I don't really fuck with these Epstein files, because your ass get missing. But I'm just saying, the king told his brother, we ain't doing that over here, motherfucker. We saw your ass on a picture. We sent your ass over there to straighten this shit up. You said you straightened it up. The people did an interview with you. You lied on a fucking interview. So your motherfucking ass, no, take his ass to jail. My brother out of control. That's what the hell they did. That's what happened. Speaking of out of control, we're just going to stay on politics. Speaking of out of control, I want y'all to tell me in the chat, because y'all need to get involved in the chat, because y'all ain't doing shit in the chat. Y'all just sitting up here listening. Y'all have me up in this motherfucker talking all the mad shit that I'm going to talk. And y'all don't do nothing. You don't do nothing in the chat. Chat, look alive. Get alive. Be involved. Listen to this and tell me how you feel.
Right here, as you look out upon this sea of Black Americans, this president hears you. This president cares for you. Don't let anyone tell you that this president right here, Donald Trump, is not for Black America, because he is. I'm standing here today as a testament to how he feels about Black Americans. There has never been a position like this. I don't know if there ever will be before, but I worked with him in his first term, and I'm proud to now officially have the title to make it happen. Let's get real with the realness. Let's get behind President Trump, who truly has turned our nation around and made us the envy of every country in the world. Thank you, Mr. President, and thank you, God, for recognizing and raising up this man to be the leader of the free world. I love
you. Hey, this shit funny. I actually had another lady tonight call me up. It's her birthday. Another one of Trump girls. Luke, it's my birthday. I'm down here. We're going out. And the friend of mine put me on FaceTime. He was like, yeah. Luke running for office. She was like, I don't fuck with no Democrats. Fuck that shit, Luke. I don't fuck with no Democrats. I'm like, okay, well, why you want to go out with me and party? I'm not going nowhere. You trying to get me in trouble. You want to get me into, you know I'm running. I am running for Congress. So you Trump lady, I ain't going to call her name, is trying to get me in trouble. But speaking of this, I'm trying to figure out how anybody can cape for this man just today. Yesterday, he had this long old speech about Jesse Jackson, his friend, his confidant. He loves Jesse. All the things that he did. He gave the Rainbow Coalition office in his Trump house, which he did, because I know Jesse real good. God bless his soul. Listen, man, hats off to Jesse Jackson, one of the greatest that ever did it. A guy who's my mentor. You know, I've sat down on many occasions, had many conversations with Jesse. I love him to death. I'm sad to see him go. My condolence goes out to Jesse and his family, everybody in the Rainbow Push organization. I know his health was deteriorating. You know, Jesse had to sit there and look at all this shit going on and not be able to get up out the chair and then go fight. He's going to fight another fight. So, I mean, listen, you know, people, Jesse was a great one. Jesse was a great one. I'm going to keep it a buck. Jesse was a great one. No matter what you may say, this man ran for president. And then this motherfucking Mike Johnson. Just today, less than an hour ago. Thanks, Mike Johnson. Can Jesse's, can his body be put in the Capitol? This fucking Mike Johnson. All of a sudden, he's holding back on, oh no, that's only for presidents. Well, Rosa Parks' body was in there, Mike. Jesse, it was Martin, it was Malcolm, it was Jesse, and Farrakhan. We know you're not going to put Farrakhan in congressional. We know you're not going to do that because that's what the fuck y'all do. And matter of fact, ladies and gentlemen, hey, look, we need to treasure, whether you like Farrakhan or not, we need to treasure him. He's the last one here. He's the last of the real ones. He's the last of the real ones from the old school. Because this shit we got right now, we don't know what the fuck it is. I don't fuck with Al Sharpton. I'm sorry. I don't fuck with Al Sharpton. Anybody that's going to the fucking FBI telling on other brothers, I don't fuck with him. I'm sorry. But going back to Trump. Trump and Jesse was good friends. No, the motherfuckers are tight. I know that for a fact. I've had many conversations with Jesse, and see, Trump and Jesse was friends when Trump was a Democrat. Jesse was partially the one pointing Trump in these directions to put money in Kamala Harris' campaign. You didn't know that. In Hillary's campaign, in Bill's campaign, he spent more money in the Democratic Party just as law allowed, because he got the things that he needed to get done when he spent the money in the party, and that's what you got to do. And so now this version of him, the man got slick. Let's keep it a buck. Trump is a businessman, but a major opportunist. He looked at this Republican Party as a vulnerable party. The man sat there and he carefully analyzed it. Y'all think this man crazy? This man ain't crazy by a long shot. He sat there and said, man, fuck this Democratic Party. I'm gonna go over to the Republican Party, because they got this party that they call the Tea Party. And that Tea Party, I can then turn that into the mega party. I'm going to hijack the Tea Party, turn it into the mega party. I'm going to wake up all these racist motherfuckers in this country, all these Aryan Nation, all these goddamn neo-Nazis. They are the difference in the vote, because the Republicans are going to vote red no matter who. So with a combination of traditional Republican and all these people who don't normally vote, I'm going to get these motherfuckers together and goddamn it, that's how I'm going to win. That's what he did. It's really simple. It's really simple. And so he got to feed them people this shit. Fuck that shit. I ain't putting no goddamn Jesse in the thing. The day after he low-key tried to slight it, but then the day after he talked so much about Jesse, his friend, he wrote that letter. He had to throw bullshit in there, but the man really fucked with Jesse. I'm gonna keep it a buck. They were friends. They were real friends. Okay. May Jesse rest in peace. So he had to throw his mega shit into that whole conversation to keep him mega, because if it went too nice on a black man, then what? That's why you saw if you read his letter, you saw all of the I'm not racist. I did this for Jesse, and I did that for Jesse, and I did this for black people. And Jesse came to me and told me to do it. I am not racist. I'm not racist. But then here go the mega shit. You got to feed mega. Because he can't go too far over, because they already know that motherfucker was a Democrat. And they're waiting good and well for him to lean his ass over there. I'm just saying. So Trump is really a Democrat. Y'all might think I'm crazy. But he feeding mega the bullshit to keep the power, because the power is allowing him to get the bag. The man playing politics 101. He says he's a businessman, but no, he's a fucking politician. And that's what he's doing. So meanwhile, the man know he's sitting there right now trying to rig up the goddamn motherfucking election. You can't vote by mail-in ballots. No more mail-in ballots. Fuck that shit. Because he's carefully analyzing this shit. How many mail-in ballots? Oh, if I strike the mail-in ballots, I got their ass on that one, because Democrats mostly don't go to the polls. They do the mail-in ballots, because now my rural area numbers will outnumber their numbers in them cities. You got to have an ID. So you got to have what kind of ID? Passport? We already going there to vote with a fucking ID, with our driver's license. They want you to have an ID. Listen to that shit. They want you to go up in there, have ID that match the voter's registration. So what if you got married? Ladies. See, that's what we're going after, ladies. So if you were Ann Baldwin, and now you're Ann Williams, because your voter registration card said Ann Baldwin, and now you had to change your ID to Ann Williams, you can't fucking vote. You got to go get all that shit changed. So now you got to go spend $60 to get your name changed on this ID, another $60 to get your name changed over here. If you need to get a passport, you got to pay $120. So now, mind you, and you got to take off work. They changing the whole shit. Inconveniencing all the people who what? Inconveniencing all the people who are living in poverty. Because you tell somebody who's going paycheck to paycheck, you got to take off a day to go to the passport office and sit in a fucking line to get a passport, and you better hope to God that you have all those other steps of your ID, your driver's license matching your marriage license. You got to go up in that bitch with a marriage license, driver's license. You got to go up in there with everything, with a birth certificate, marriage license, driver's license. You got to go in there all this shit. And if you don't have it, you got to go and get it. So you're going up into the motherfucking place with a big ass folder. Spends a whole day. What your boss gonna say? What is these people boss gonna say? And it's called 60, 120. So you out of damn near $500 just to vote. That is what's happening. The King Trump He only wants people who can afford it to vote. And that is how they're trying to rig the fucking elections, people. I'm keeping it a buck. I'm keeping it a buck. So a combination of kicking people out who have temporary status, who have been in this country for 20 and 30 years on temporary status, who are registered to vote, I kick them out. Them motherfuckers is crunching the numbers. They're being smart about it. We're going to disenfranchise these people. We're going to make it difficult for these people. That's going to kick them off the voters' roll. That's going to kick them off. See, everything starts off with we want to do the right thing by the American people. We want the illegal immigrants to get kicked out of this country who are committing crime. These narco terrorists, these bad people, these M1s and 8-1s and this gang members and all that. And we're going to kick these motherfuckers out of the country. Okay, fine. Yeah, kick them out of the country. They're taking them out of towns and kick them out of the country. We can't live, and all of a sudden you ain't never seen one of these motherfucking people here. But yet still you believe what these motherfuckers say because they put on a nice little pretty blue suit and you believe everything. Yes, tell us. You believe all the bullshit. But meanwhile, they're kicking out innocent people working. Innocent people who've been here forever. People who ain't got no criminal record. People who just going up to the immigration office because they have an appointment to go to the immigration office because they've been going to appointment after appointment. They took off from work. They went to go to appointment. The judge to see them to give them their paperwork. They locking them people up. No, get your ass over here. You come over here. Oh, you came in for an appointment? Nah, ain't no appointment. Then your ass getting kicked out of the country. I'm just saying. It's no different than that. It's no different than, bad people, dead people are voting. Now, I'm going to keep it a buck. Were dead people voting? Yes. They had scandals down here in South Florida where dead people were voting. They put motherfuckers in jail. They've been putting every election cycle. They put people in jail for having these consulting firms who go and get these people, and they have a whole bunch of that these campaigns pay for, but they never do nothing to the candidate. The candidate who pay these people, to go get dead people to vote, they never do shit to them. So on that level, Orange Man is kind of right. Peter Pan vote. You're right. Orange Man is kind of right. On that level. Now, on another level, the drop the mail ballot off in the box. All they did was the numbers. You can easily crunch the numbers. How many Republicans do mail-in ballots and how many Democrats do mail-in ballots? Also, a large portion of Democrats do mail-in ballots and this amount of Republicans do mail-in ballots. So let's say no more mail-in ballots. So our numbers superseded the Democrats' numbers because if we eliminate complete mail-in ballot, if they were doing 100 mail-in ballots and we were only doing 50 mail-in ballots, if we get rid of the whole goddamn mail-in ballot, we'll gain 50%. You see how the math goes? Don't sleep at the wheel, people. That's what the fuck is going on in this election. So my good friend Stephen A. Smith, he's on there saying we all need to be friends. We all need to love each other. And I got to go do a show. He hit me up, asked me to do a show. I know he want to talk about politics. He want to talk about Luke running for Congress. Yes, I am. And all that beautiful stuff. But he got a fucking, listen. He got to have a conversation. This is not a friendly fight. You can, on one hand, say, Jesse is my friend, but on the other hand, you tell Mike Johnson, don't let this motherfucker lay in the Capitol. If Jesse is really your friend, Orange Man, you'll tell Mike Johnson because Mike Johnson's your do boy. Let's keep it a buck. I can't wait to go to Congress. They fucking turn me loose in Congress. Y'all better pray that the people in CD20 don't vote for me. Not voting Mike Johnson. He running outsmarting Nancy Pelosi and all them. Yes, I'll be a freshman. Freshmen got to shut the fuck up. But I can tell you one thing. He won't outsmart me. Not him. Not that dude boy. They be nice talking all these eloquent, giving all these eloquent speeches about them and being real candid and all that. No. And even Trump. No. You got to come with real policy. You got to come with real shit for them to turn down real shit. You got to, hey, let me tell you this. You want to hear something funny? Me running for Congress. You know my district? My district is Riviera Beach. That's Palm Beach. Belgrade, Pahokee, South Bay. That's Palm Beach. Lauderhill Lakes, Tamarack, Sunrise. So who lives right next to my district? Donald Trump. I gotta look up his address. He might be in my district. Old Trumpy. Right on the edge, but it's surrounding him. My district is no more than 2 miles away from him. So my biggest question to be to him, so you want people in poverty living around you? Or you want your real estate buddies to buy black folks out of Riviera Beach? That's not going to happen. Fuck no. You in Palm Beach and Luther Campbell is the congressman in Palm Beach. So, goddamn it, I'm your congressman, whether you like it or not. Shit gets deep. Hey, Trump, who your congressman? We need to get resources for our area. Man, listen, man. Listen. Y'all just don't even understand how this is going yet. But at the end of the day, people, politics is politics. Elections have consequences. You got to get off your ass. You got to fucking go vote. Speaking of Jasmine Crockett, my God, this is a political show tonight. My God, what a shit show going on in Texas. We have a primary with 2 Democrats going at it, and it's getting messy. Just like my listen, I'm trying to stay out of the mess. In my election, I'm doing the petition. Once I do the petition, they certify my signatures, and they say you are certified, Mr. Campbell. You're on the ballot. Then my campaign officially starts at that point. But by me announcing on Sunday that I am running, I got these little people in my race talking real saucy. Everybody got a little something to say. You feel me? And I'm like, okay, jump out there if you want to, because this is a different type of candidate. You're dealing with a different type of animal when you're dealing with Luther Campbell. Tough skin, and you better have tough skin when you come. And your whole crew better have tough skin, because what people don't realize, these candidates get fed information by their campaign manager and the people that work for them. Listen what I'm saying. These candidates get fed information by the campaign manager and the people who work for the campaign. And they say, hit them with this. And they gas the candidate up. You talk dirty on this. And they send dirty flyers and dirty posters. And they get dirty. They get down in the mud, in the gutter, and start talking about another candidate. I choose to run a clean race. But I do understand it's a contact sport. You hit me, I'm going to hit back. But you know who I'm going to hit first? I'm going to hit the people, and consider this as a warning. I'm going to hit the people that works for the candidate first. So if you're the campaign manager and you're gassing up the candidate to talk smack about me or get dirty in the mud, I'm going to get the people that work for the candidate. I'm going to drag you in the mud. No, you will not. Let me put my hand to the side. Like, let me put it to the side. You will not, under no circumstances, be exempt. Because I am going after the people who work for the candidate. I'm going to go after them first. And yes, I'm going to get, but I don't want to do that. I don't want no, leave me alone. Don't try to drag me in the mud, because I am going to drag you, campaign manager and surrogates, people who work for you. You better have your shit right, because I'm going to drag y'all ass in the mud just like as if y'all the candidate. But I don't want to have that kind of race. I'm going to run on the facts. We will not have a race and have me standing up here like Jasmine Crockett doing this.
Attack ads that have come on behalf of my primary opponent, who supposedly wants to get rid of super PACs, yet doesn't have anything to say about the negative ads, the ads that are darkening my skin, and this continual kind of, if she wins, we lose. It's not even undertones right now. It is straight up racist. So I am tired of people asking whether or not I am electable. The reality is that is nothing but dog whistle.
So do you blame Representative Tallarico for the frictions and tensions?
I will say that usually when you're behind, that's when you start to do ugly things. You can take that however you want to.
See, this is what disturbs me. Now, she's running a Democratic primary, right? And there's word that the party is rooting against her. See, and this is what happens in politics. Now, the party, when there's a primary, the party's supposed to, just stay out of it. I'm the head of the Democratic Party. I stay out of it. I can't help you. I can't help nobody. When the primary is over, then we support the individual. And from my understanding, a lot of people are saying that the party does not want Jasmine Crockett, which I totally disagree. The party feels that Jasmine Crockett is not electable in the state of Texas because Texas is so fucking red. So they want the white guy to win. And so they're doing any and everything. This Colbert shit that went on with her, where she got snubbed and they put this other guy on there and they didn't let her on the show. I mean, you had all that going on. And now it's getting real messy because it's getting what? It's getting racial. When she got to stand up there and say, oh, it's getting racist. Now, mind you, this is supposed to be a Democrat. You're running against the Democrat. And some things are all off the table, because you can expect to be a Democrat and win and be white and be racist toward a black person, but then you want to say that we want to say that the Democratic Party is the party for black people. No, you can't do that. Now, if there's a party chair, that's when the party chair is supposed to go nip that shit in the bud. So if she feels like her opponent is being racist toward her, that's not good. That's not good for the Democratic Party across the country. It's not good across the country, because a large part of black people that sat out when Kamala ran, and the percentage that went up that voted for Trump, who thought they were going to get a stimulus check, but he didn't give them a stimulus check. You know what I'm saying? A large part of traditional Democrats are upset with the party. They feel like the party ain't doing enough for black people. They're looking at black people as still in poverty. Black people still dealing with the issues of being black. But yet and still the white people in the party are profiting off the backs of blacks. So people want to get on here and say to people working my campaign, that makes Luke a moderate. That makes Luke a moderate because he's willing to say the party ain't right. Well, goddamn it, if that's what that is, if that's what the definition of it is, no, I'm just keeping it above. There are a lot of people, black people, especially black men, that are upset with the party. And the party got to line back up to be the party of black people. The party for black people. The party to support black people. You can't have a candidate running against a white man and you disenfranchising the black candidate. And she has to stand up there and say, oh, they're being racist toward me. And ain't nobody stepping in. Because by being racist in a red state, in a predominantly racist state like Texas, that brings more votes toward the white guy. If he goes racist negative, because then he knows that, okay, there's a large part of Democrats who don't like black people. There's a large part of Democrats that did not vote for Kamala Harris because she was black. Let's keep it a buck. There's a lot of white women that did not fuck with no Kamala Harris because she was black. So is the candidate in Texas trying to ignite those people? Trying to rev them up? Like, look, I don't like this black lady either. And turn it racist so that he can then get those racist Democrats. And then so he can get those racist Republicans in the general, because he's shown his true colors of being one of them. And see, people, this is politics 101. These people will try to get voted by all means necessary. And they'll have people come after them and give you a name real quick. They'll give you a name real quick. So a lot of things that are being done to Jasmine Crockett is because, let's face it, the party don't like her. You know why? Because she's one of us. She gonna keep it blood raw. She jazzy. She a sister. She goes up there and get her shit done and get her shit off, and the motherfuckers don't like that because she's ultimately can be the leader of the party, and they don't want to go that direction. They want to keep control of the party. I'm just saying. You say she's fake? You say she's fake? Why is she fake? Anybody else in the chat agree with him? Why is she fake? Because she's outspoken? Because she keeps it a buck? That makes her fake? No, it don't make her fake. It makes her a defender of our people and the things that are happening to us. Would you prefer her to not say nothing? Or what they call it? Turn the other cheek? And see, that's why my whole campaign is really, I'm not going in with that grandstanding shit. I'm not going there. I'm going to get some things done. People CD20 elect me. I'm going to get things done. We got infrastructure bill, and we ain't even taking advantage of it. We got poverty issues. We have housing issues that's been there a long time. Long time. Homeless, we got crime, we got the kids killing other kids. It's crazy. When it's a simple solution to it by giving them, creating tech jobs and bringing tech into school and trades into school. It's a simple solution. It's really simple. You got insurance companies People can't even afford to stay in the house because the insurance is so fucking crazy. It's the simple solution. People need insurance relief. People in the state of Florida need to be bailed out. They need insurance. The insurance is costing more than the fucking mortgage on houses in some cases. The rent out of control. So that's why I ain't got no time to be fighting with them. Y'all gonna say, man, Luke got in Congress and y'all ain't even know what the fuck he at because he's missing. He ain't doing no interviews or none of that shit. I'm not going up there to fight. I mean, no. So if they want to call me, oh, you can moderate, because no, I'm going to get some shit done. You got 300,000 people in this district about to get their temporary status taken away. And who's that going to affect? Who is that going to affect? When Trump go out there and, because you know he do dumb shit at the beginning and then realize he just did some dumb shit. When he go out there, take those migrant workers who are here on temporary status, and he going lock them up, and y'all don't get no goddamn produce from the state of Florida. You don't get no sugar cane. You don't get no goddamn grapes. You don't get no corn. You don't get all that shit, and shit go to stop it. Then everybody, oh, Donald, you just fucked us up. Oh, that was real cute. Come on, man. The party has to do better. This Democratic Party has to do better. It has to do better. I'm not gonna have the issues in my race because I don't think there's a white person running as a Democrat in this race. And if one runs, that's their choice. That's their choice. But I don't like what's going on in Texas, especially coming from the heels of this election where we lost a lot of men who said, I'm not voting because I'm not feeling the party and I don't think the party doing enough for us. We want all these things and they're not doing these things, and we ain't stupid. We're old enough to see that our community looks the same way or it's getting gentrified the same way, and we're losing our houses, we're losing everything. Our kids are not being educated. I could understand. And they're sitting up there saying, what the fuck is this party doing for us? But then now we have Jasmine Crockett, one of the most outspoken persons in the Democratic Party, screaming, the party is being racist toward us. You're going to fuck around and run everybody independent. They're going to mess around, everybody going to go independent. All the black people going independent. They don't want that. Party don't want that. So it's got to be a little give and take. I'm sorry. Speaking of give and take, let me say this. It's a beautiful part of the show right here. This is a beautiful day. They passed the Teddy Bridgewater bill today. See, Teddy Bridgewater, let me bring you up to speed. I got to get some water because this is going to be a long one. Y'all still ain't doing enough in the chat. Y'all ain't doing enough to chat. No problems in California. You don't have no problems in California because my man Alberto Carvalho is over there. He's the school, the superintendent of the school. Y'all stole him from us. Y'all stole my friend. Goddamn California schools. Deflecting? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Before I put glow on you, Chris. What you want to talk about? You want to talk about this, Chris? This is what you want to talk about. The Democratic Party tried to kill the black race. How, Chris? How did the Democratic Party try to kill the black race? Stop that. You're being too extreme. Jesus Christ. Where y'all get these people from? Made me lose my chain of thought. So, people, speaking of Chris and his bullshit, this man is in, you can't help but look at him. I look at him over there. Teddy Bridgewater bill. Teddy Bridgewater bill was passed today. Chevron Jones Senator Jones, and this is how elected officials are supposed to work. You get people elected, they go in, you call your elected official, and you tell your elected official, hey, look, we need to get these things done in the community. Here's the issue. I need you to support a bill and pass the bill to straighten this issue out. Elected official may not know anything about it. They'll take it up. They're okay, hey man, let's talk about it. What is it? What went on here? And look, elected official, you know, in the state of Florida, the Democrats don't run nothing. They don't run the House, nor do they run the Senate. So please go get a co-sponsor in the House as a Republican and bring it to the table. And then hopefully we get this bill passed. So they got this Teddy Bridgewater bill passed. That's how it worked. Now here's the skinny on it, which this is the part where I don't like politics, right? Because these political people, these politicians, and Lord knows I would not be nowhere like this. These politicians, right? Here's how it all went down. Let me just back y'all up. Here's how it went down. So Teddy Bridgewater had an issue where he went out publicly and said, you know, hey, look, man, he was just venting about some of the things that he do, and he's looking at these people having these big festivals and all this money and all these people coming in the stands, and he's saying, look, man, I got to pay for this, I got to pay for food, I got to pay for pregame meal, I got to put kids in the Uber, and I got to pay for these things, recovery, and all this things like this. I got to pull this out of my pocket to then help these kids. You know, some of them need rides home, some of them need food and all that. Now that was a violation. All that was in violation of Florida High School Association rules and regulations. You cannot pay for a kid food. If he tells you, I'm hungry, coach, and my mother is never home and we don't have no food in the house, coach, can you let me hold something? I'm going to go to McDonald's over here, or Snappers over here, or finger licking and give me a meal. And then you're not going to let the kid go hungry. Or if the kid you come from the football game and the game is over because the game started at 7:30 and you're playing an hour and a half away, like my son, he has to now go all the way to damn Key West, 3 hours away tomorrow for a baseball game. Lord knows a kid that comes back on the bus gets back home. The game is over at 10 at night. They ride another 3 hours. They're getting home at 2 in the morning. So then now when they get to home at 2 in the morning and they're standing outside the school, according to Florida high school rules and regulations, that kid is sitting there. He can't get into contact with his mom. He can't get into contact with his daddy and all this. He's standing outside. And you, the coach, you got to make sure every person leaves and this kid is still standing there. You technically cannot pay for a fucking Uber ride to get this kid home, where you could just call Uber and have Uber to take him to the house and let him go on. You technically can't do that in the state of Florida up until today. So Teddy Bridgewater said these things out loud. He didn't know the rules and regulations because he had not went through certification, to my understanding, to learn the rules and regulations. So when he said that, he was just speaking as a guy who, you know, this is my first year coaching. I know better because I was coaching in high school for over 20 years. So I know better. I was like, yo, I can't say that shit. Because I went through certification and they tell you the do's and the don'ts and you need to read the rule book. So this is a brand new coach. And so when Teddy Bridgewater did that, then now the school then, wanted to suspend him. They eventually school suspended him. The state said, oh, we didn't do anything to him because of that. Now, and the school said, we're going to do a self-imposed suspension because we know the state can come back around the corner and stick us. So now we got to suspend Teddy Bridgewater for this. And so now it's a big-ass fucking story. Here's a former NFL player. He's coming back to his school to coach, and he is getting suspended for Uber rides and food, which is asinine, which is bananas. So what happens? This is going on. Me, Luther Campbell, said, this is fucked up. What did I do? Got on the phone. Let me call the senator because I know civics. Let me call the senator because the Florida High School Association is not going to change no rules. They use the rules. Florida High School Association, what they do here in the state of Florida is selective enforcement. They'll let you get to the end of the season and be like, oh shit, Teddy, you get ready to win the state championship. You just won the state championship. They just took that bitch away because you said you did some improper benefits according to the Florida High School rules and regulation. You can't do that. So the school had no choice but to self-impose and self-inflict, self-report. So they're going to get caught by the bullshit. And so what ends up happening? Luther Campbell gets on the phone, like I always do. Hey, Senator Sharon Jones, we got an issue here. You know, what happened to Teddy and what happened with Teddy is all wrong. There's a rule in the book for the Florida High School Association. They're not going to change it because they do what they want to do, when they want to do it, how they want to do it to people. But we have to change this rule. And he said, well, what's the rule, Luke? And then I sent him a copy of the rule, and this is what's going on. And so we need a legislative body to change the rules of the Florida High School Association. What most people don't understand is the Florida High School Association is a subsidiary. They're not a part of the state. They're 501c, and they're like a contractor of running high schools, governing high school sports for the state of Florida. So the state of Florida can put in policy to change their rule, amend their bylaws, which is what I asked Chevron to do. And what Chevron did. What's the issue, Luke? Here's the issue. Let me break it down. This is the issue right here. Well, can we get Teddy on the phone? And Teddy is going to the NFL now. We can't get Teddy on the phone. Regardless, this is a wrong that was done to him, but it's directly possibly can affect every high school coach in the state of Florida. We need this change. This bylaw needs to be changed. I have had my run-ins with the Florida High School Association, and they have a serious problem with South Florida football teams. I did a whole goddamn appeal to last year for the people and laid it out. You know, did my own hearing and spoke to these people, and they said, okay, is that it? They went and had a whole conversation about the appeal and the conversation I had. And at that point, I couldn't talk anymore. And they said, oh, well, we're going to deny this appeal because he brought this in at a late period of time. Mind you, according to the rules, they determine when to hear your appeal. And according to the rules, your appeal is supposed to be brought in at a certain period of time. And if you pass the deadline, you don't even get heard. So here's some motherfuckers up here telling me I brought in an appeal too late for them to make a decision. That is the kangaroo court called the FSHA that we have to deal with. So when I go and talk to Chevron and say we got to change this rule, the first thing happens is Craig Damon gets on the phone with me. Luke, this is going to be bad for high school football. No, the whole system is bad because you're allowing all of these damn private schools, just like everywhere in the country, whether it's DC, whether it's California, whether it's Texas, all these private schools are eating off of the public school kids. And it's all bad. So not on my fucking watch. Man, but coaches and it's going no. Coaches are going to be paying the kids and getting them transportation and all this. We already have open enrollment and all that. So I don't care. The goddamn private schools are already doing it. They taking these private school buses and they riding them into the black neighborhood, bringing the black kids and taking them to the private school, not giving them the private school education, but giving them the prep school, which is the goddamn charter school education saying, oh, Gulliver Prep, American Heritage Prep. They're not getting American Heritage education. They're getting food, and their parents is running around telling people, oh, my son goes to Gulliver. No, your son goes to Gulliver Prep. That is the charter school. No, your son goes to American Heritage Preparatory. So they're bringing in, they driving them, they picking them kids up, they dropping them off. So I tell you, why the public school coach can't do that? Oh, you don't want the public school coach to do that because that's too much like private schools. You're taking something away that they normally take advantage of because they have the resources to do that. So what old Luther Campbell did, got his old Senator Chevy. Hey, Chevy, this is what I need you to do. I need you to change the rules, just like I changed all the other rules when they go fucking around with these rules. And I'll change every rule the Florida High School Association have as long as I'm around. See, that's why you need me to be a congressman. Some people say, Lou, he only worried about the issues in Miami-Dade County. No, I changed that rule, Mr. Little Boy, who I'm running against. I got that rule changed for the entire state of Florida. So, meanwhile, back at the range, tell Chevron, it goes to the thing. Chevron, hey, man, can you get Teddy on the phone? I can't find Teddy. I can't get him on the phone. We want him to testify. Oh, okay. Hey, man, Luke, I want you to come up here and testify, man. I appreciate you bringing this bill to me, man. We got it done. Da-da-da. Yeah, Chevy, good shit, man. Man, I'm happy that you got it done. Hey, look, I got a list of these. There's a lot of people mad. A lot of people mad. Now, let me just say this. In the case of my good friend, Andre Johnson, people try to make Andre Johnson a villain in this whole situation here. Andre Johnson is not a villain. Andre Johnson is a dear friend of mine. His mama taught me. He's the athletic director of Miami Northwestern. Under no circumstance, Andre Williams, he knows the rules and regulations. He knows how the state operates. The state, so Andre had to suspend his coach. Did Andre want to suspend his coach? No. Andre had to do a self-imposed suspension of his coach. Does his coach understand it? I don't know. You know, people don't understand that if you're in this business, you know, if there's an infraction, the state is not going to take actions right then. And that is something I may need to visit because it's no reason why the state should wait till you finish the fucking season and then come back and strip you of your title for something that you did before the season even started, or something that you said before the season even started, or some infraction that occurred at the beginning. They should be taking action of whatever infraction, whatever breach of a bylaw at that moment, so kids don't go a whole year and play a game and then get to the championship and all of a sudden, because of some shit like this. So Andre Williams had to protect the school. That is his responsibility. And so he had to suspend his coach. And so the whole world comes down on Andre and say, oh, Andre, the athletic director, he did this. Craig Davis said, I didn't do it. Andre did it. You know you was going to get it. You know you was going to get to school. Because the opposing team would have been saying, they did a rule infraction. They clearly violated the rule. They should be illegal. All of their games should have been forfeited because this is what they did and this is what they said. They were going to get Northwestern. Andre's job is to protect the school, protect the brand, so he has to make a bad executive decision. Knowing the situation. So Mr. Williams is not the villain here. Mr. Williams is doing his fucking job. And I don't care who likes it or not. I really don't care. But when you put yourself, when he's put in that position, he has to make hard decisions. That's why they give you the job. But going back to Mr. Chevron, these guys do all these. I asked them to come on the show and talk about the bill when it was first sent to the Senate. He originally said, yeah, I'm gonna come on the show. Then for some reason we got mixed up and I started talking about the bill and how it all came about and me calling him and him then taking the ball and running with it the way our elected officials are supposed to do these things. And I think he got a little in his feelings that I mentioned that. So what the fuck? Did Chevron not want me to tell the true story? Did Chevron, these are the questions. Did Chevron want to say he came up with this all by himself? That he didn't get a call from Luther Campbell and say, hey, Chevron, we have an issue here, you know, do the job of what I'm supposed to do is call my elected official and say, elected official, this shit needs to be changed. I mean, we had a gentleman, we had an NIL issue. We called him up and the state rep changed it. So I just don't understand us. You know, we don't want to give credit where credit is due. And unfortunately, it's like that all over the country. I can tell you one thing. If these people are District 20, Congressional District 20, I'm going to expect those people to come to me and say, hey, man, this is an issue that needs to be taken up. We need to have a conversation about it. And when that person come to me and say, Mr. Campbell, we have an issue right here, and I'm going to listen to it. I'm going to say, can we straighten it out? And I'm going to hear them. And there are going to be some issues that I'm going to tackle. But I'm going to tell you this. When they come bring me the issue, I'm going to say, Gladys brought this here. And I'm going to have Gladys standing right there. Gladys told me about this issue that concerns the community, that affecting the community. And I want to thank Gladys, and we got this shit done together. That's how I'm going to govern. I'm not going to be like these politicians who you bring, you say, hey, look, these are the things we need to get changed, and then all of a sudden they running down the highway and ain't saying how the shit happened. And that's the same thing with me, you know, and Adidas. When Hosendorf comes to me and say, hey, man, I don't know no apparel companies, man. Can you help me out? And I say, yeah. And I put my disagreement with him to the side, and I say, yeah, for the betterment of the kids of the entire school district, I will get on the phone and call Nike, Adidas, Reebok, and I will put all these people to the table with you because you have the license deal and agreement to get to allow them and to be able to exercise this, you know, the right to be the sole sponsor of the entire school district. We will come together. I'm going to go get my friend Ralph Green and bring Ralph Green here because he's experienced and he's in Oregon. He worked at Nike and he knows how they work and all this. I'm going to get him. He's an independent contractor. We all going to come together. We're going to put a comprehensive plan together that we know Adidas going to like. We're going to throw all the bells and whistles for all the schools in Miami-Dade County. It's going to be a multi-million-dollar deal. You don't know nobody, Daryl, but we do. I know Phil Knight, and I have a working relationship with Adidas. Ralph don't, but Ralph know them, and but my face. So we're going to cut the biggest deal that Adidas has ever cut in a metropolitan school district for all of the kids in the school, because we know all of the coaches are struggling because each school only gives $25,000 per school for the entire athletic department. And what the fuck I do? We put the plan together and we cut the deal. All of a sudden, they start having meetings and Luther is not called. All of a sudden, they have the big grand opening and we love the deal, and all of a sudden, Luther ain't even invited. That's that nigga shit. But Adidas end up being told who did what, when they did what, because these people change. Departments change. And so I'm going to continuously have these relationships with people, but when people do shit like that, then they lose credibility. And so I say to people like Senator Jones, I say to people like Darryl Hosendorf and all these people, you find yourself put back in a catch-22 because you don't have the relationships. You need to be able to have the relationship with the community where the community can be able to come to you and say, these are the things they want to do. And you be able to say, hey, look, man, look, this guy brought this here. And like I told my friend who's good friends with Teddy Bridgewater, because Teddy loves the kids. That motherfucker loves the kids. He loves his school. He loves the community. That motherfucker ride or die. He's not a guy that's looking for attention. That's why when they try to get him on the phone about this bill is in his name. And I told my friend, and I texted him the article. Look, please tell Teddy that the wrong that happened, it became a right, because what this bill stands for, and it'll be forever named in his name for his kids and his kids after his kids and all after he's cemented in history. And I'm just happy to be a small part of cementing his name in history because of something that happened to him that now will never happen to nobody else. It's no different than the Shannon-Linden Act. Something very seriously happened to that young lady, and the state passed, this will never happen again in the state of Florida. Somebody had to lay their body on the line. Somebody had to pay the price. Somebody had to be the victim of a bad situation in order for the state and us as a society to make a difference. And so people, that's why I'm so happy for Teddy at this moment, but I'm more happy for this young lady right here. Look at this play. United States hockey team. They won the gold. And look how they won the gold. They were playing Canada. I'm sitting there looking at the TV. The women, I'm looking at the TV. Now, mind you, I'm looking at one person, the GOAT in that shit. But I'm looking at all the girls. It's America. Red, white, and blue. I mean, even though we are living in a toxic times with J.D. Vance, hate everything black that you could imagine, and Trump not liking us and all these different things they're trying to do, but they know they can't really fuck with us because we are 60% of the military, so they really can't fuck with us. In every municipality, we are 60 to 70% of law enforcement, so they know they can't really fuck with us like that. Fuck with them other people, but don't fuck with us. But going back to the Olympics, this was a beautiful moment. I don't know if you all didn't catch it. It was 1-1, then it became 2-2, and this didn't happen right here. Look at this right here.
Defenseman, nice move, cuts to the net, score! Megan Keller, the overtime hero, the United States wins gold in Milan.
Was that a fucking hell of a moment? That was almost like the miracle on ice. We beat Canada, but look at this. The first Black woman to win the MVP, This the GOAT, Miss Edwards. Straight out of Cleveland, Ohio, some part of Ohio. That there is the GOAT, Miss Edwards. I want everybody to go find her social media page and spread all the joy that you can spread. I've been retweeting shit all day. I don't see enough black Twitter showing her love. I don't see enough black YouTube showing her love. I don't see enough black Instagram. I don't see enough black Facebook showing her love, because you're supposed to be going to find that sister right now. She is the best hockey player on the planet. And by the way, she's black. So let's look at this. Speed skating, young lady from Ocala. We're dominating that. We didn't ease up in motherfucking hockey. So we're gonna get some more little black girls to go up in the hockey. Them people mad at us. Them people at Turning Point gonna be talking about us tomorrow. They were talking Megyn Kelly and all them motherfuckers gonna be talking about us bad. We didn't ease. They ain't really gonna talk about this. They don't really want to talk about this. The black girl's the fucking GOAT. The GOAT. Listen, man, hold on. Let me just play this shit back again, man. Y'all running the bullshit. Y'all want to play with me? Y'all want to play with me?
Defenseman, nice move, cuts to the net, score! Megyn Kelly, the overtime hero, the United States, wins gold in Milan.
Kelly. See that moment? Let me just keep going. Like the defeat, real the victory. See that moment there? That's America. See that moment right there? That is America. White girls, black girls, embracing, loving each other. They ain't thinking about no fucking mega. They ain't thinking about nothing. That is them embracing themselves, loving each other, all for one, one for all. That is what you have right there. That is what you have. That is America. I'm having technical difficulties on the Facebook page, people, so if you some kind of way don't hear me, that is America. And people need to understand this. We often get caught up in this politics. We get caught up in politics. Politics does what to us? Tends to separate us. You look at Fox News, they don't like black people. You look at CNN, they play like they like black people. They have black people on there playing like they like. Then you look at MSNBC and you look at these places, and then the outspoken black people, they get kicked off, and then they get TikTok pages and YouTube pages. So none of these networks really fuck with black people who are going to be very outspoken about the issues that concern the black community. We have no media. Our media is right here. This is our media. Right here. YouTube. All the top people have been moved over here. Roland Martin, outspoken, moving over here. Jamel Hill, moved over here. Kerry Champion, moved over here. Joy Reid, moved over here. Don Lemon, moved over here. So what happened? All these are people who talked about Orange Man at some shape point. And Orange Man and those people then, all of a sudden they got a moral clause and we got to get them off TV. Because it's not American to be talking about the American president even when he's wrong. So they've been summoned to TikTok, YouTube, and all these places. Well, that's fine. But my point is, people, that's where we at. That's where we at in America. That's my show for the day. I want to give a shout out to JoJo. You're looking good, JoJo. You got your guns. You done went to North Carolina State. Obviously, the strength and conditioning program works right there. And I don't care how many of y'all hate. I love my kids from South Florida. Do I love the University of Miami? Yes, I do. But I love my kids from South Florida. They represent the crib. They represent 305. They represent 954. They represent 561. They represent the crib. I'm always going to cape for them, whether y'all like it or not. So I'll tweet, hey, JoJo, you're looking good. Ray, you're looking good. Fernando Mendoza, you're looking good. I'm always going to cape for kids from here. I'm sorry, that's just me. I love our kids. And half of the people who be having a problem with us caping for our kids from here are people who are not from here. Y'all ain't from South Florida. So y'all have a problem with it. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to say, like I say, rest in peace. Jesse Jackson. The last real one is Farrakhan is here. Cherish him while he's here. The last real one. I'm sorry. Roland Martin, Stephen A. Smith, we'll cover that over the weekend. Tyreek Hill getting cut. We know that was coming. But once again, shouts out to Miss Edwards for being the first African-American woman to win the MVP in an international competition. That is such a beautiful thing. Over the weekend, we're going to talk about the NBA and how trash that is, because normally I would look at an NBA game after the football season over. I'll get into NBA, but that shit trash. I'm sorry. NBA, don't have me get off of this. NBA is now the European League. It's the international league. Yeah, they did say National Basketball Association. Before it used to be the Negro Basketball Association. Now it's really the National They've taken the NBA back. You got Frenchies and all kind of Europeans, and you got all kind of shit. It's really the National Basketball Association. It is no longer the Negro Basketball Association, which is why it's not really appealing. It's almost like baseball. So a lot of people, ain't no Darryl Strawberries out there. It's people who look like it. Ain't no Barry Bonds out there. People who look like it. There's none of these people out there. And people who look like them, but they ain't us. You know what happens in sports? What makes sports so great in this country, what makes people gravitate to it, and I don't think these experts know this. Black people, it's black people, white people. We live in a racist society. That is what we do. We live in a racist society. Even the NFL is racist like a motherfucker, in my opinion, because when you don't have no black owners and you can't find a black owner, something wrong. And there are some billionaire black people in this country that can't afford to buy a team. And when you get a team, the bank give you all kind of money because NFL teams don't lose money. Same thing with the NBA. A lady asked me the other day, said, Luke, why did you make a statement saying integration fucked us up? You say integration screwed up the black people? Yeah. We don't own a basketball team. We don't own a baseball team. We don't own an NBA team. But mind you, we're the dominant people in the sport other than baseball. We used to be. Ain't nobody buying none of our product. There's nobody buying none of our product. Ain't nobody shopping at our stores. So where did integration help black people? I think that's why they don't have a problem with taking the Mexicans out of here, because the Mexicans spend money amongst each other. Mexicans spend money amongst each other. They ain't out there buying no motherfucking Chanel. They ain't out there buying no Gucci. They ain't out there buying no Prada. They out there getting their own crop. So they look at them, they low key look at them people and say, you know what? They party by themselves. They drink their own Mexican liquor. They shop at the Mexican places. They eat the Mexican restaurants. They don't spend no money in the economy called the United States of America, so they're expendable. You ever thought about that? You ever thought about that? You ever thought about why they fuck with these people? Because they mean so much to the economy. No, they spend their money within each other in their own little pocket. And every other nationality that they're trying to throw out the country because they're not spending money in Trump Towers. They're not going to the Four Seasons. They ain't running to the Four Seasons. They ain't trying to go to the motherfucking W. They ain't going to the party at the W. They ain't run. You ain't seen the people run to the goddamn Live on Sunday. People. I'm just saying. So when you are not stimulating the economy with the money you're making and you just spend it amongst each other, that is not traditionally the American way. I'm just sorry to say. Why do you think what happened to Tulsa happened to Tulsa? Why do you think what happened to Overtown happened to Overtown? Why do you think what happened to West Palm Beach happened to West Palm Beach? Why you think they want to erase Black history so you don't study Black history and understand the travesties that happened to us? That's my show, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. It's the Luke Show podcast. We're here Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I love you all. Every now and then I'll do a weekend edition of it. Shouts out to my good friend Streeter. I don't know where he is at tonight. I didn't get him up to have him come here tonight. Yep. That's right. Magic Johnson and Larry Bird. Magic Johnson, Larry Bird. Like I say, I got off the subject, but before I close the show out, what I meant by we're a racist country. It's black and white. Is everybody racist in it? No. You know what I'm saying? Everybody looking out for each other? Yes. That's what made our sports so big. That's what brought people to the baseball field, because the black guys were playing against the white guys, and the black guys was on the team with white guys, and the team with the black guys and the white guys together played against the teams with the black guys and the white guys together, and they played against each other. And the black guys were the villains, and the white guys were the good guys. And unfortunately, they went and played against each other, and they were our stars because all of them were Americans. I'm sorry. They were our stars. All of them were American. And the same thing right now that's happening to the NBA. NBA want to push this European thing similar to what baseball did. And baseball, you look at the baseball games and the fucking stands is empty because it's no longer black and white. You need black villains and black heroes to bring black people to the stadium. Black people ain't going to the fucking stadium. They ain't even looking at the game. You have white people go to the game to boo black people and to be cheering for the black person on their team. So it's a black and white situation. And where these people got off the fucking rail with baseball and with basketball, which is going to be a dying situation very quick, similar to baseball, you're going to have the product is going to be bland. It's going to be non-existent. I mean, LeBron James, Kevin Garnett is the last of the Mohegans, people. Shit, they just got Chris Paul up out of this motherfucker. He's gone. Your stars right now are foreigners that nobody gives a fuck about. I'm sorry. The best player in the NBA is the kid over there in San Antonio. He's French. So we supposed to get excited for him like Michael Jordan? The NBA is going to go to fucking hell. I mean, shit, they trying to get John Moran up out of there so they don't want the villain no more. There's always been good cop, bad cop, villain. And like you say, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird revolutionized the game. It was black versus white. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's my show. I'm going to get off here. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. And I want to thank you all for looking at the show. This show is going crazy right now. Everybody loving the clips that we're putting out there. I mean, we're trying to get better every day. With your help, we can get even more better. Make sure you go into the DM and hit me up. If you got some areas of concern, if you like some shit, you don't like some shit, that's what this show is all about. It's about freedom. It's about real freedom. I fought for free speech and went all the way to the Supreme Court, and that's what it's all about. Everything that I do is about freedom. Free speech. And that's what we do right here. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to appreciate you guys for being on here. Sorry for the people on Facebook. I know you had some technical difficulties. Hopefully, we straighten it up and you can see the rebroadcast. Remember, the rebroadcast, you can always go to YouTube to see all of these shows in the archives. They're there. Any show that you miss, and go to YouTube page. Please go there, like, share, and subscribe. And also go to my Twitter page, Uncle Luke Real One. Go to Instagram, Uncle Luke Real One. And I am on TikTok. That's Uncle Luke 305 over there on TikTok. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe all of my pages. I love you guys. I'm happy that you were able to come here. And I want to say happy fucking Friday. Happy Friday. I'm off of here. I wish I'd see you come in. You came in too late, Chris. I would have loved to talk about the Patter trial. Maybe we'll discuss it over the weekend. I'll go grab Streeter and bring him here. But at the end of the day, man, again, I'm loving this. I'm loving this whole political process, this whole campaign, me running for Congress for CD20, I'm gonna end it on this, man. I want to get us back to doing politics the way it's supposed to be. I want to get back to the Carrie Meeks of the world type of politics. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to get back to. I'm trying to get back to bringing resources back to the community, not creating my own little thing and all that. I got foundations, youth programs. They're doing good. I mean, that's my whole thing. I mean, I'm not going to Washington, if the people of CD20 elect me, I'm not going to Washington to get in no cat fights with nobody. My job is to go there and bring resources back. We got people suffering real bad. We got people can't even afford to keep their house because of insurance. We got people living in rural areas. We got kids killing each other in certain parts of the area because they don't see a way out. Everybody's not going to college. So we have real serious issues in this district. And just like anything that I've ever touched or anything I've ever been a part of, I make it the biggest and the best. I make it so good that other people get jealous of it and they try to reduplicate what we do. And that's what I'm going to do. If these people elect me in CD20, and again, people, there are a whole lot of other issues on the ballot. There's a whole lot of other issues on the ballot, which not even on the ballot. NIL is really on the ballot. Not one kind. You have presidents of universities. You have athletic directors. They're lobbying Congress right now to create a bill to underpay these young athletes, mostly black players, because they're tired of paying them all this big money. I was ending the show. Nick Saban got out of college football because he was not going to be sitting there coaching no kid making $4-5 million more money than he making in a year. And a lot of these other coaches feel that way. And they want to take back college football. So they're asking Congress to come up with a bill to regulate these kids. But think about it like this. Who in the fuck is representing the kids? They don't have any representation because they're not a part of a union like the NFL union or the NBA union, which is, that's a joke. They're not unionized. So the presidents, athletic directors, and the coaches, they're represented. So they're talking to congressmen and congresswomen and senators and all that and say, we need this so that I can get back into coaching. We need this to regulate, because there's no reason in the world we should be paying these young black men coming out of high school all of this money. So who's going to be there to defend young black athletes? Because I will go to the party chair and say, I need to be on that committee, because I'm not going to let young black kids get taken advantage of because you parade in that Nick Saban and Dabo Swinney and all the rest of these people. Matter of fact, I asked Dabo Swinney to come on the show to talk about some things like this, and obviously he ain't got back with us. But I'm not going to let our kids get swindled. So that's why this election is more important than anything. Yes, I got to do the things necessary for my district, which a large part of my district has athletes who are going to college making tons of money off of NIL. Palm Beach, Broward. These kids expect to go and negotiate NIL deals where they can max out. But then at the end of the day, you need a congressperson up in there who understands NIL, who understands college football, and understands how to be there for these kids. So it's a lot of things. It's a lot of things on this election here. I'm just saying, ladies and gentlemen, that's my show. Shouts out to Mark over there in South Beach, Coconut Grove. I see you. Mark, which one are you going to be from? Coconut Grove or Miami Beach, South Beach? Which one, Mark? And there's no such thing as South Beach, Mark. It's Miami Beach. Now, you may live on South Beach. This is coming from a guy who went to Miami Beach Senior High and artificial. I love you guys. Thank you. I want y'all to have a great weekend. Enjoy your weekend. I am going to be in Key West this week. This Friday, I'm going to be in Key West. My son then play the Conks. I heard it's going to get a little interesting down there, but this will be my first rodeo. I never played them in football, but I heard they have a real excellent baseball team, and some kid throw 98 miles an hour, which is fantastic. But hey, I love you guys. I'm happy that you were able to make another week. Enjoy your weekend, man. And like I always say, in the words of Walter Cronkite, the late Walter Cronkite, may the good news be yours. Peace.
Make the booty go, 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 pop, pop, make the booty go, pop, pop.
I need some bad girls. I'm gonna let y'all hear my new song. I need some bad girls. Come on, baby. Come on, right here. You and you. Come on with that, your fine ass.
Sit on the dick and ride on it. Sit on the dick and ride on it. Sit on the dick.
Have you heard anything at all from his wife?